Howdy, everybody, and welcome back to the Super Robot Wars Archives. My name's Austin, and we're starting in the middle of things today because this scenario was just so long. It was like 3 hours of recorded footage that we're just dividing things into two. So this is part two of two for this scenario. You can hop back over and watch part one if you missed that from last week. Uh, we did not accomplish a whole lot. It was mostly just set up in the first episode, but let's still go over that for a brief bit of recap. We were tasked with heading over to the right side of the map, over to a colony laser. You'll notice that it has all of the bosses located on it. That's how you can tell where it is. And it's a bit of an ask, largely because there are three bosses with a couple of other tanky elites. And one of those bosses, Puru 2 in the Psycho Gundam Mark 2, we also need to preserve, I think, in order to get the secret requirement for recruiting her. And on the left side of the map, we have just sort of the regular enemies for this point in the game. Because we need to arrive at the satellite laser, the colony laser, sorry, by turn 4, we have a higher priority on movement. So a few units are a little bit out of position than they would be normally. But otherwise, so far, business as usual for these maps. And let's see where that takes us. I'll be joining with you in past me in a second. So before I go, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy your video. Then the Dunbine is also not doing anything. So I think we're just going to pop it back here for like some amount of safety for the Venus. I think you need to be like as far out of the way as possible. And then if they want to fight the Sizzler, I'm fine with that too. But I want it to be post movement for them. Okay. The Ginrai is largely speaking okay. Oh, these things have such a low amount of health. Golly. Do we just have the Gunbuster come back in and kill it? Oh, we moved the Combattler, so we lost our Awaken. We lost our Zeal for the turn. Darn it, darn it. Okay. Then I guess I think we're still gonna move in though. I think let's still do this. Here is a... Do we have bullseyes anywhere else? We've got a bullseye here. This is... I would rather try and keep that for a snipe if we can help it. Okay. They do have an awakening, but I kind of don't want to spend it if we can. Maybe these fortunes are greedy of me. Literally greedy of me. But so it goes. Alright. Get rocked. We'll send you to space, Hal Glemmy Toto. Maybe I can only convince Puru after Glemmy's dead. That could also be a thing. And if we don't get Puru 2, I'm not going to be that bent out of shape about it. But, like, if we can try to, we may as well. I don't actually see this attack yet. That's some aggressive beasting. Imagine also they don't have souls, they only have valors. Be so much more devastating. That was for sure worth it. Incredible. Okay. You can move here. Right, we can't switch because we already used the dragon. We can attack here and just, like, maybe get wrecked by Shalia Bull. We could also, we can flash. And just, like, keep the pressure up on this man. And then just, like, worry about the game alks and the battleships otherwise. And then, like, still assume that the Psycho Gundam Mark II is not going to be an issue because Judo could eventually convince her. And who knows, maybe all these are going to retreat now that we landed on the colony laser. Like, that feels not out of the realm of possibility. This thing's so cool, I want to show this off again. Yeah, I didn't want to waste a Valor here because we're not getting it. Like, we're not making it lethal. I want to save the Valor for one of the Ryoko's last attacks against inevitably what is probably going to be another reinforcement still. Because Giran was also here. Giran was also... Oh, okay, we land on the colony now. But Giran was also here in the Abawako, so I suspect he's probably going to still do something. What's happening? Oh, something's coming out of the colony. Oh, this thing. Okay. I remember this from Complete 3. It's like a monster entirely made out of energy. So this is why Dr. Hell was so was behaving so self-destructively. He had a plan that it's going to absorb all of the energy from the colony laser. Okay, that's fun. Okay, Judo, how are we doing on that convincing Puru thing? Still no? Okay. Okay. A couple of misplays. I did not take into account exactly which ones we needed to for like appropriate accuracy math. Oh, we did not have a conversation. I wonder if I did mess it up. Or maybe you do actually just like have to do damage. We might just actually have to do damage. Okay, let's see how you are faring. First, 36. Dang being a new type, sure do rock. How's your focus? Still a 9% chance. Okay. That will for sure kill the Dunbine. That for sure kills the Dunbine. So, or sorry, the Bilbine. So maybe we have it come down here and deal with the Dr. Hell stuff. Like, if it can clean up this entire part of the map, I would kind of be okay with that. Maybe let's figure out what the Macross is doing first, because I feel like that might be more telling. Also, amazing, we finally get to like actually just use this. We do not have enough morale. That is a shame. I guess we do have this map attack. I don't think it's very good right now. The ghouls are probably a fine target. Right? This is 100%. It's a battleship. It can take a hit. Okay, cool. Cool. What if we split up the Buster machines for just a second? How is that looking? Sure, this is just free. Great. Combine. And then what if we send the Gunbuster down here also? Or not also, just instead. I wonder if that will make the energy life form thing leave. Okay, if we can get one more kill somewhere, that would be helpful. Because like we can for sure have them clean up a Gaymok. I know with absolute certainty they can. No, I want to look at chums. Okay. Like, we can definitely get a kill in here somewhere. It might require us to use some more spirit, but let's use one more. Shame we can't get over to this battleship though. Or that Gaymok. Okay, maybe I'm like now psyching myself out of it. Maybe it's not for sure Z's. We'll see. I guess we could have also just used a Valor on him. That would have also done it instead of just like using the spirits in this weird way. Come on. Hyper Aura Slash. Okay, thank goodness. Thank goodness his melee is as good as it is. We should look at we should look at what his melee is again. I always take myself out about it, but it's just it's so high. So like Kusua's 192, Bullets is 204. 218. Okay. We also do need to give him some limit if he's gonna actually dodge correctly. No wonder he's not dodging as well as I was expecting. Okay. Gunbuster, you are now appropriately equipped to punch these fools in the face. Let me be overzealous, and I don't want to punch Hell first. I kind of don't want the stuff to leave. I would like to clean these up. So let's take out Brocken first, because no shot that this doesn't kill Brocken. These ghouls are so fragile. I wonder why... I was gonna say that, but no, we already had the conversation where the Mazinger was feeling a little bit outclassed. That's why we need the Majin Kaiser. So I guess the rest of the Mazinger enemies are also kind of looking like that. They are sort of the, like, previously relevant enemies. And that's sort of, I guess that's why they've been scrambling around so much to try and, like, get help and get resources and sort of try and, like, take what's successful from all the other groups and try to use it for their own, because, like, their own identity is being, relying on their own identity is compromising. They're not competent enough by themselves at this point. And sweet, we got the second best defensive part. Okay, let's just get Genrei, like, roughly out. Okay, I think we are good. Barring any just, like, straight up new enemies, I think we're gonna need to skip animations if we're ever gonna get this episode done. Like, what is it called? Is it the Endora? Oh, no, this is the battleship. Sorry, this is the battleship. Okay. This is fine. Yeah, okay. We're good there. Pika drone is whatever my text is saying. You dodge here. We don't actually want to hit you. Okay, here is our next, like, critical spooky juncture. Please stop critting. Yeah, I think we have to take the Alpha out next turn. He is doing far too consistent of damage. Well, I guess if we're here, I guess we will take out Hell now and see if that actually matters. I don't think I can afford to wait. Oh, and Neo Z, too. Incredible. So many good armor parts. We've got so many good parts. Figuring out the parts is going to be fun, but I'm still going to wait until, largely speaking, after next chapter. Which, as a reminder, we are going into a route split, not for this upcoming episode, but for the episode afterwards. So if you would like a say on which direction we're going, because I am not sold on either of them. We are splitting our units in half. Start voicing your opinion. I would like to know. Just, like, probably toss it down in the comments. I think because this series is, like, my least watched thing, I'm not going to worry about, like, an actual, like, poll about it. But if you have opinions, put them down there. And ideally, if you can't decide, try to hand me the one that hurts me more. Obviously. Yeah, I think this contingent is basically cleaned up at this point. Like, if we do basically this again next turn, they are easily done. Ooh, where are you going? Okay. Not who we wanted to see combat with, but we'll take it. Let's see what the Pika drone looks like. Let's take a peek at that Pika drone. Is this also the same Pika about how we get Pikachu? Probably. Bummer. Oh no, that has so much health. That was 3,000 damage, and that barely scratched its HP bar. Okay. The last time I fought this thing, the entire stage was just this unit. Okay. How are we looking on the... Okay. That said, I think we might need to dedicate these goofballs here instead. I think this needs to be the attack. Do we want to spend our daunts now? Could you... Oh, man. I don't know what to do about the Psycho Gundam thing. I was sort of counting on not needing to fight it. Okay. How much are money? You're worth 0 money? Okay, good to know. You also have HP and energy regen large. So if we're committing, we are committing. Then maybe we start with the Ryoko and just see where we are and then go from there. Like, yeah. What are you? You're 141. That's fine. Oh, no reason to fortune. We aren't getting any money off of this anyway. Then, did my mobility goof give us enough to dodge this? No, we will flash. Yeah, we will flash. And we just aren't going to worry about Kusua's other valor. Okay. And then we're not going to daunt. I think we can collapse on it fine. Just, we might need to use, I think this might be the turn we spend the Zeol, which is why I want to start with this. Because we also need to get that Alpha Zeru out. And I'll wait as long as I can for Puru too. If she's the last thing we fight, she's the last thing we fight. I'm worried that like 10 points of damage we did to her to start with outside of Judo is like disqualifying her. This happens with Michiru in the Getter Q. Also, if you do damage to her with anybody other than the Getter pilots, and I'm pretty sure Mecha Kochoki is like that also. That you just like can't recruit them then. Okay, no, wild that how much damage we just did. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. That's an insane amount of damage. We are definitely just, I think we're just also applying the right tools to the right job. Wait, so we did, why did we get money for that? Wait, team, why did we get money for that? This game is constantly about stealing my money. Because of being on hard mode. That one was worth 0. So maybe it's not a percentage bonus then. Maybe these bonuses are not percentage bonuses. Maybe they are just like flat number bonuses. There's a bullseye. I guess there's a valor. And then if we need to, we still have the Dunbind or the Bellbind to clean this up. Yeah, that should be fine. Oh, we didn't fortune it though. That's a shame. I mean, it's whatever. Okay. Sweet. Oh, we're getting another run. This is so many. Why is there still so many enemies? Also, there's so many Alpha Azerus. Okay, hold on. Let's figure out what's going on here. Okay, so we do the normal like Gundam villain, the normal UC like new types you can't possibly do all this on your own. Then Char's like, no, I know a new type can turn the tide of battle on his own. You just make good weapons. We have to force humanity to change. I'm not so I'm not so arrogant as to believe I can force humanity to change. You know those. Okay. Gracious. Let's see. That's clean whenever we want it. Okay, we're gonna shoot down the battleship first. Oh, that's an easy kill with Judo. Do you have any money stuff? You do have a fortune. I don't know if I want to use a fortune on him, though. That's really expensive. I would rather keep his focuses up. So we can, like, come here with the Bilbine and just gamble on this one. That's fine. Move the double Zeta in. Attack here also fine. And look, we still have the Psycho Gundam Mark II to use. Isn't that so swell? I gotta be careful. I might just accidentally convince myself that it is still mine to use. I don't know what we're doing over here. I would like... That's the wrong menu. I would like a trust, and I do mean a trust this time, for the Zeta, double Zeta from... I don't want Pooter to kill her. Okay. I think we just, like, pop ourselves in the middle, put a bullseye on, and call it a day. And then if we just let the... Oh, actually, hold on. Yeah. We can have the Gunbuster chip something. Or just, like, outright kill this, maybe? Yeah, cool. Then you can come here. No, I want... Hold on. How much does this dragon have in range? 6? Lame. I just want to be as, like... I want to be in melee with as many people as possible. That'll work. Then the Macross can still not have enough morale. Okay, we can deal with that up here, though. How about the Giant Robo? We can leave the Giant Robo here at first to finish these two off. Yeah, or try to. Great. Now, let's see if separating helps. Not particularly. Oh, that's actually not fine. If we know we can live this, that's not bad. This is also probably pretty okay. I don't know how that map attack works, so let's just get as many people out as possible. Just in case that's a, like, hit everything in the area kind of map attack. Then it's just these two. The Voltace and the Venus. If we were going 1, 2, 3, okay, that's fine. We could come up here and start attacking these Zaku 3s with a bullseye. Do we have a bullseye that does not break up a Valor? We do, in case we want that for Giran's ship. I feel like we're not getting any retreats this mission, because we haven't. Though because we haven't, maybe we will. Who's to say? I can't predict this. I can't predict this game at all. I feel so upended. I'm so used to be able to predict these things better, and I feel like I cannot predict this game hardly at all. I intentionally did not put a wall on at this point. I feel like it would have been a waste. I didn't bother checking to see if we had a wall. I think our morale's going to carry us enough defense-wise. Oh, also, I don't know why. I guess I put the attack on so we can see what the Zaka 3 look like, but this is going to be a long episode, I think. Okay, great. We can 2-round these just fine. We've got no time requirements now, so it doesn't matter. That was a lot more damage than I thought we were going to be taking. I guess this is like Zeon's main force. This is like Yurin giving it his all right now, so I guess I can't be too surprised. How healthy are you? Like, do I really want to heal the... I don't think so. I think I want to just kind of... The Venus has largely just been a liability. I keep kicking myself for it. Let's just get it out of here. Okay. You're going to take a Bullseye and a Valor anyway. And then if this ends up not being all of this... Okay. I wonder if she can hit herself. I think this is still worth it. I was gonna say, if it's not, we could just like go up and try and like take out a Zanzibar or like Resin. But I think this is still probably just worth it. See if we can like clear out a whole group of chaff. Come on. Yeah, I think we got all the generics. Or okay, we have the Gyaradogus. I don't know if we have the Archarges. Nice. Okay, sweet. Yeah, that worked really well. You don't say. Okay, we can then give this one to Marvell. Like, I really like the blue highlighting. It comes across really cleanly when I'm just trying to look very quickly. Like, they've definitely had other highlights into the games before, but just this highlighting in particular has looked really clean. I find it so funny that I was, like, so grumbly about Marvell having a Bullseye in Y, and now the only thing I want her to have so consistently is a Bullseye. That's, like, the one thing that she needs. It's just so funny to me. Okay, we do still have that Zeal. I still also don't think we need to spend it again. But we can have the Combattler come here. Realistically, we maybe should move the Combattler into the battleship. I think we're gonna want its energy. And we are just sort of limping along without it. I think it's just better to commit it there and be done with it and get it its energy. Here's a focus and a flash. This part is what I'm worried about. That, like, she is bouncing off of a generic. Or not bouncing off of, but she has enough. Okay, no, we're fine. But, like, even with a focus, she was still taking a percent chance to be hit by a generic. And that is concerning. Oh, because that was a map attack, we didn't get any of that morale. I do kind of hate that as a rule. It makes sense. I get why, but that doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. That was worse, right? No, it was the same. Okay. I guess have this focus. Oh, I guess we could get close too. Like, we could just try and deck them in the face. We've not gotten to see the Macross attack enough, so I do want to show that off. I'm worried though. Wait, where did Space go? Why is he just in a void? It's so cool looking. I love this era. I love this era of technology. We did not kill. That's a shame. At this point, I think the Ginrai Mark II can probably handle all these attacks. We'll see if it's close enough to bring it in to finish this off. It also has some fortunes too, so I would not be upset if we can get a little more money out of it. Yeah, their barrier is pretty good. I don't think we're close enough, unless she has like a multi-range post movement. Oh, actually, we are just close enough to the dragon, though. Turns out we picked the wrong target. I think it's going to distract everybody else from fighting the Gunbuster, though. I think that's just a bad plan. I think we can just, like, come up here and heal. Okay. That is everybody. How is this only turn 5? This has definitely been one of the more dense combats we've had. Okay. We're just going to... we can counter. We can, like... we can do this and just, like, guarantee she's going to hit us when we actually get the defense. I guess this is fine. Yeah, we just keep pinging off the eye field. What else are we using this on? I think we can just do this now. Yeah, that's fine. Get these things out of here. We need to get up to Garen quickly. It has enough energy. We may as well use them. 60 is actually not bad in the face of its like entire energy pool. This is our most accurate attack. Bummer. We can still clean that up as we're moving, like forward towards it. I guess we have to just check all of them because of how accuracy works. We're going up like 20 to 30 points of accuracy on some of these attacks, and we're increasing it by like maybe 5 or 10. I gotta figure it out. Whoa, 5 levels? Incredible. Okay, worth it. I did not realize that the dragon was still untouched, but that's fine. Okay. I think that's probably okay. We want to tag these Zanzibars, especially because it's on the Abawaku. I imagine the Abawaku is also going to have some energy regen. Like I guess we could also just have gotten the Combattler up to Abawaku, assuming that is true. This is going to be so long. I'm going to be up so late tonight. Yes, you are easily out of here, Resin. I wonder how many things we could have pop up, right? That was like a barrier popping up and also getting a crit. I wonder if there's a third one if we also hit the defend. That is a fun mini game you can play in some of these. I think I've talked about it before. I think it's easier to do in something like Fire Emblem, where you have like usually shove or like unlocking doors, but like how many different options can you add to a command list? So inherently you kind of need someone to have, you need a convince to be involved in that process somehow. And I don't know how many people have convinces in this game. This is 6 movement. This is 7 movement. Okay. You move here. That's just a waste. You split up, and then you can probably clean up. Yeah, you can probably clean this one up. Okay. Now come back together. And I guess I don't really want to leave them here one more turn. So we can excel the giant robo back to where active combat is happening, largely speaking. And then I guess we can leave the Gunbuster here to clean these two up. Like, the Gunbuster can come here and finish these two off. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Oh, amazing. How much HP did we leave it with? 425. Okay. Not that much of a record. Okay. You do have energy regen. Let's get these boys on here. We're just shy on that energy. That's a shame. Okay. Can we get the Sizzle Black to come in? Yes. Then, do we have any fortunes left? We do have fortunes. I am unbound from time and know not the context for which we get money, so I'm just going to spend a fortune here on a battleship, because the heuristics in my mind say battleship worth more money, and checking their values seems to not actually matter anymore. We have a bullseye here. Do we want to spend it on the Voltace? I think let's... But having the extra turn is really good. But I don't know how much we're actually going to, like... I don't know if we're going to have them available to do it. I think let's spend it. I think this is a worse play. This is a more selfish, more immediate play. But it is the play we're going to go with. You come here, you attack here. Okay, very good. Okay, Marvell can sure clean one of these up. This is going to put her a little bit in the danger zone, but that's okay. Here is a focus. You can kill now. And I guess I'll just move the Grand forward. It can block if it needs to. Odds are it's not going to do anything. That's okay. But what we're really here for is to drop the Combattler onto the surface of the Abawaku to get its energy restoration. Okay. Okay. What can the Venus do here? Not really anything. Like, yeah, that's fine. This is settled. I think this is a sunk cost. I think, like, yeah, we don't have a convince. Like, maybe he needs to shoot her down. So, like, let me not soul this and accidentally kill her. Oh, that, okay. Okay. But I think we are at the point where it's just better if we don't have like 4 of our better, or 3 of our better units, and then 2 other units committed over here. That's still an awful lot of HP you've got left. How show are you doing? We can focus. We can focus 2 more times. A 1% chance. It's fine. Yeah, her getting her shield procs are her shield procs are really making this so slow. I also don't know if like when you get a sword cut, is that sword cut showing up on map as just the word shield as like any of those? Are those special dodges? I don't know if those count as special dodges. I guess they kind of are. They are just they're just stylized very differently. Here's a focus, and I guess why not? Oh, that's why, because the I field just makes that kind of irrelevant. Okay. I want to save... Oh, do we actually not have enough for soul now? We do not have enough for soul. Does he have a valor? He does have a valor. Okay. I want to save the valor. I would like for Judo to get the kill just in case that matters. Are we getting another thing? How is there still more? Oh, no. Oh, Cassilia showed up. Okay, cool. Right, so she harasses Girin for being kind of a wet blanket to the entire zombie establishment. She is cross with him for that when he killed Degwen Zotozabi earlier. I guess now, like, years ago. Yeah, because the actual 1 year war was a number of years ago at this point. And I guess that still happened during the 1 year war. That he also tried to assassinate her. And, yeah, that his plans with Londo Bell have been just, like, really, he's managed Zeon so poorly. Well, never mind. I guess we're not going to kill with Judo. That's fine. Really, really hoping the blocking was gonna do enough, but I guess she wasn't using the beam code at all. I guess she wasn't using anything beam-based to actually let his beam code activate. We've gotten hit by so many small percentage attacks. This is fine. This is almost not worth it. I think we're just going to block here. They're just going to regen it. I'd rather keep us safer. Oh, I guess. Okay. Maybe I'm being a little too cautious. Okay. The Zeon battleship is, or the zombie battleships are new. In rewatching 0079, I'm so surprised that Mikuve is allowed to command one of these. Like, these battleships are only commanded by zombies, and then also Mikuve. Is he implied to be, like, romantically connected to Cassilia a little bit too? Like, I know that he's her right-hand man, but we don't really see anyone else commanding these, I don't think, at least in the original series. All of the different Guas, or the Guanine, the Guazine, isn't Degwen Sotozabi just the Great Degwen? Okay. We didn't need the animation over that. That's fine. Oh, hey, Mikube's here. Yeah, I guess he can't be in one because he's usually in Cassilia, so he's got to be in the Zanzibar. That's fine. That makes sense to me. So I think given that we can now use a Valor off of the Don Cougar to try and take out Kurutu, and I guess maybe we can just leave it down there to duel with them. Or maybe we stay, use the Ryoko also. Maybe we stay and use the Ryoko also to just, like, finish it off in one turn and be done with it, rather than just, like, potentially letting it, like, drag out with, like, HP regen. I think it might be a better plan. And then get as many people on. Like, we can occupy Abawaku as much as possible, and then we can, like, counter kill with whatever we want, basically, at that point. Yes, you're up here. You also have nothing to do relevant. Oh no, Judo's still here. Never mind. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Our plans are not entirely in the trash, just mostly in the trash. I just don't know how much of Valor is actually going to do from there, but we'll see what we can do. They don't have enough energy left. That's a problem. Does this not have energy regen on it? How do you check tiles in this? No? Okay. I mean, she's regenerating energy, so it's got to have some. Okay. Let's just focus again. We're getting in there a bit. Actually, I didn't check this either. You do have the same energy. That's a shame. Okay, so we have a 3,400 power attack that costs no energy. I think we are better off switching to... Yeah, I think we're better off switching here. And then we can just move the double Zeta back in. Or the quote-unquote double Zeta. What is this called? The core fighter double Zeta? Okay. We want to be here, so move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to be in as close proximity as possible to get as much damage as we can. Oh, actually, hold on. Before we land on it, it's got 20. It's got a 10% regen. Okay, that's fine. We can rock with that. And we'll just take the hit. Fine. Do you have anything that does not cost you energy? Yes. I mean, we may as well throw it out. It's fine. Then just heal that back. I did not expect Purutu to be the hardest part of this scenario. Okay, I feel like we do not have a lot of control here, but we actually probably have it a lot better than I thought we do. Oh, it's also only 10% here, too. It's 30-30 for defensive stats, but... I am led to wonder if taking out Giran will also... Either Giran or Cassilia will end the map. Cool. Our accuracy is so trash, though. Though I guess because we do have a lot of accuracy options. I think I also... Oh, but we did spend on the Voltaise instead of the Combattler. I did not check to see if we actually had enough accuracy for... or enough SP for confusion. That's okay. How close are the rest of you? That's not nothing. Okay, we have a bullseye there. If we can give Ciela some kills, if we can get her to 180, I would be pretty pumped. Yeah, I kind of figured that was like almost going to be lethal. We did that the wrong way. But Ciela's not going to do 3,000 damage. How much range do they have, and is it worth it trying to split up? It's probably not worth it because they have a 6 range attack. Have they used all of it? They have not used all of it. Okay. Who else is in range? The Alpha Azeru seems less likely to succeed. Like, we seem less likely to succeed at that. I think let's just throw this out here. Never mind. Never mind. I apologize, Ciela, for doubting you. 4 levels. We couldn't have done anything else about that anyway. That's fine. We'd have no ways to increase things. By things, I mean, experience or money. Okay. Is this still... That is still part of the Boa Code. Okay, we could come here. Attack here. Do we want to spend... Do we have any more damage boosts? Oh, we do also still have an extra turn. Maybe we are just... no. I think we are better off chipping this Alpha Azeru here. We have no damage boosts for it, so... we'll see if Marvel can come in and clean that up, though. She is still a Dundine. She also needs some... Golly, does she need some limit boost. Fortunately, this is not spending too much on her. We have 2 focuses left after this. I think we can probably do this in like 2 turns. Okay, that's acceptable. Okay, that is fine. This has been a really big map. SDF. Okay, they're gonna like drump at each other again. Okay, so I think based. Oh, she shot him down. Wild. Okay. Okay, I was gonna say part of the conversation we were having, I think, could maybe could be had here. Well, I guess he is not going to be our endgame condition. Oh. Well, that's a little disappointing. I kind of wanted to fight a little bit more, but it sounds like she's requesting a ceasefire. Okay, well, here's the option that we've been given before. I mean, like, narratively speaking, it's probably good that she is requesting a ceasefire. That is more responsible, but disappointed that I don't get to do the rest of the scenario. Okay, so if we reject the ceasefire, we need to, if we accept the ceasefire, we get 5 more expert points. We get 5 more SR points from accepting it, which seems so arbitrary and artificially inflating. So I guess we are going to do that just to get expert points. But that's really silly. Okay. Well, then I guess we should have Zealed. Darn, we were like so close with Puru too. Applejack, if you know how Puru 2 works in this map, I do want to know. I might go poke my head onto the like more deep parts of Akarasu to find out. I'm curious. Because that's the only thing I'm really torn up about. We wasted some resources otherwise. Like, I think we probably had another good level on Ciela with that Alpa Azeru. And just like getting a chance to farm her would have been really nice. But other than that, I think the only thing I'm really disappointed about is Puru 2. Again, not that we're going to use her, but just it would have been pretty cool to get it. Okay, let me go figure out what our story is now. So a bit of a weird turn of events. I was not expecting this. So Quattro shows up in his dining best, and he and Cassilia talk about the sort of fate of Zeon and how their like behavior with each other has changed over the last 7 years. We have the whole like Cassilia kind of raising him conversation, which means very little in the face of this game, where our timeline is already so abstracted, and like Cassilia has largely not really been present. She also, like, I feel like hers is the character that gets changed the most, because she's going to do again here part of what my complaint was in Quux. That she sort of just like hands over control of Zeon and is like, okay, yeah, we'll just like side with you. Like we have so much revisionism towards Zeon now in a lot of media that we like want to present it as this like they were also just trying to like save themselves kind of force, and that just like does not feel genuine to what the actual like MO of like valuing new type life over all else. I think it's not an unreasonable jump that we could go from that mentality to this mentality that Quattro is espousing now, which is just that like he does see that the world is changing, and rather than trying to murder everybody and potentially die in the process, he would just rather see the world where new types can be ushered in and like find some meaning other than in combat with his own eyes. And like I see how we get from one to the other. It just feels like an unnecessary softening, just as a way to be like, you get to play with the Zeons too. I do wonder if that means we're going to get some of the Zeon pilots, like will Gyune or Resin show up? Because like, how do they work when we don't have Quattro there to sort of inspire them to fight? But like, is like Quest going to show up at the end of this? Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know what this conversation is. This is not listed for me. I was told that Bright was going to be our captain of import right now. But, okay. I wonder if this is just carrying on the, like, what are we doing now? Zeon is now, like, an enemy that doesn't exist for us anymore. We just have to worry about Neo Zeon and Haman. But also one of the conversations that I have recorded for me was... okay. I think I see what happened. That because we didn't get Puru 2, we also didn't have that conversation with Bright. But if we had gotten Puru 2, there's also an opening conversation with Bright before that. But This is also different because Shirako is theoretically talking to Sarah, but that's fine. So they're on their way to the Angel Halo, and they were expecting to see the Campbellians and the Boazins on their way, but we made short work of them, so they, at least part of their forces, are not showing up. Yazan is distressed at the idea of the Angel Halo and the way in which it holds power over people, that like it persuades them in a way that he doesn't like. And Shirako compare like what difference is there between like the perspective that he has presented to Shirako. Sorry, what difference is there between how Shirako presented a change of world to Yazan than the Angel Halo doing to other people? Which feels like you're laying out your cards a little bit there, bud, but that's fine. It's really weird to see, sorry, I'm like a little distracted because it's really weird to see this base in the background. That was the base that we had the Volta's dad talking to us in. Like, this was like, these were always the spaces of the base. This was always the like control room of the bases we had been using as like the hero place. It's weird that this is both in space and also the villains one now, but that's fine. So Shirako and Yuzis are discussing the power, the use of the Angel Halo, and that Yuzis is not confident that Shirako should be the one to have full control over it, but perhaps he can like demonstrate his loyalty enough that he can do that too. It feels very Death Star-y because we also have the like captured princess here, and we're like, just wait, we will demonstrate this power. Don't you want people to be unified under your absolute pacifism? Well, you're about to experience something we've never seen before. All of humanity unified. And they're going to fire it at side 3 as it sounds like a test. So I imagine we're going to have to go and stop that before that happens, but I'm curious if that's just going to succeed. We are definitely taking, this definitely seems more like a quote-unquote bad timeline. I feel like we failed in a number of ways more than I expected we were going to, for how much this series, like how much this game has sort of like made us the champions of every fight. Especially with like the consternation on Relina's face here. I am a little bit more convinced that this was like part of a conversation that was in one of the rounds we did not have. But Relina was Relina seems here under more duress than voluntarily. I would have mentioned it when it would have been relevant. I only learned about it like 5 minutes ago when I was trying to figure out how to spell her name as far as my translation was going, because I couldn't remember which group that she said that she was going to be representative of, whether it was the Jupiterians or the Neo-Zeon. I thought it was the Jupiterians, and it is. I just could not remember exactly. Like, it makes more sense to me that the story is going to put her with the Jupiterians because of Shirako's like obsession with like the future being woman, but in a way that is very like fake feminist. But her like placidness in mind seems to use us a good substitute for Maria and Shakti, which is I guess also why we've like moved her into this position, that she could like be at the central point for firing this weapon. But Relina says that the SDF probably won't like allow this to happen, and uses, which I guess is like also indicative of the fact that she is in fact not she's not as like on board with this as it might seem. But Muses also says that like no matter how powerful any of the psychics are, they are nothing in the face of like the 30,000 psychics that we have been training, which is definitely spooky. Okay, yeah, I want to scroll through this to make sure we aren't like missing like we aren't missing Puru here somewhere. I don't think we are. You know what? No, that's a waste of time. We know for sure that we're not. There was supposed to be a cutscene talking about that she was like saved, and we just don't have her. So we didn't see that cutscene, so like surely she's not saved. Instead, let's check for increasing people's limit. I don't care about the sub-pilots for our bigger robots. So we definitely need to do it for Show. We definitely need to do it for Marvell. I don't care about Rai. So I guess we are kind of just going to go through all of them again anyway. It's fine. Oh, Isamu does have double move. That actually might be a little tempting to maybe start trying to include Isamu. That W means he's got double move. Oh, and Max does now also. He got auto leveled up to that point. That does make it a little bit more tempting. Oh, Koji has enough for an ace. I wonder what an ace does in this game. Does anyone else have an ace? Noriko does. That makes sense to me. Bullet does. That makes sense to me. Who else? We don't care about you. Oh, I've not seen Alan's helmet before. That's such a funny looking helmet on him. He's so extra. We're not really using Ko. We're not using Rue. I think we are at the point where these are all characters we're not using. I also see that we have Cecily here and she's just not in anything. There's regular Puru, but yeah, I want to know what happened. What went wrong with that? Like, what did I miss there? We're also not using Grandma Slager. There's so many pilots. There's so much going on in this game, and there's so little going on at the same time. It's amazing. Okay, I think we have our answers. So let's get the. Can we sort this by level? We can't sort this by level. Cool, thanks. The Billbine has like no HP. Let's go down here. That's so expensive. Like, normally I don't actually, like, count it, but I guess we're gonna have to. I can do all this off screen. I can get this to where it needs to be. Okay, it was just our two binds. I don't know what I want to put the rest of our money into yet, though. I guess maybe we already have so much energy in these two. I was thinking maybe put more energy. I think we are going to put more energy in them regardless, though. Like, they need that. Where else were we suffering pretty hard? I guess, like, more energy here. I guess we could give them, we could just, like, give them some more defensiveness. We were debating putting damage, actually, we should look at this. We were debating putting damage into, the Dunbine and Billbine's post-movement attack. I, like, hemmed and hawed over it this entire playthrough, and if we just, like, committed to it earlier on, I wonder how much better off we would have been. Like, how expensive is this? For only up to 2,000 damage? Okay, I think that is just, strictly speaking, not worth it regardless of what math I do. Like, that's just... Oh, but it does use melee, though. How much more are we going to be using? I mean, we're probably gonna keep using them, though. Is this the same attack? I think this is the same attack. I think it makes more sense to do it with the Billbine because it has larger movement. And I feel like if we're gonna cut someone, Marvell is probably the first person that is getting cut. This feels like such a waste, though. This feels like such a piddly amount of damage. I don't think that's worth it. I feel like we just like want more like big bombastic numbers here. That's 150 extra points. That's like, yeah. I'm also kind of down to increase this more. This is 200. I think I like pushing this harder. And then just saving our next ones for... And then just saving our next money. Or saving the rest of this money for after next map. And then just pushing the Tiger Knuckle as much as we can. That is the tool that they are going to be using the most. We are using this character a lot, and this is the tool that they are using the most to get them into, like, usability. I think that's what we should save our money for. Okay. Let me switch parts really quickly. Actually, most things are kind of where I want them to be. Like I said, I want to do this not too intensely. Yeah, you know what? It's close enough. It's fine enough. I guess we can like take the Haro off. Oh, you know what? Here, last thing. Let's check up on our binds. Where's the double Zeta? Where's the double Zeta? There it is. Okay. I was like, is it gone because it blew up? That's never how that's worked before. Is one of the reasons these two are suffering? Okay. One of the reasons these two are suffering is because they just literally don't have parts on. So there's that too. How about you fix that? I guess we could do an apogee motor also. Maybe we cut the Psycho Frame and take another point of movement. Yeah, we're only losing 5 mobility this way, and this also makes the limit we just spent on them really unnecessary. That's how we were handling limit before, is the parts were just doing it for us. Okay. That's pretty good. We could also put the Psycho Frame here. I could make one viewer very happy. Actually, Cam, I don't know how much you actually like the YF-19. But he does have extra movement. Maybe we put it on Max instead. I have been kind of digging Max. And he does have two turns now, and that's really good for the Macross units. I think maybe this is the play. Okay. Maybe let's try to go back to using Max again. We were using him for a little bit because it's what I wanted to get him to. And like I feel like weird about it now because now that we're here, I'm like, it's probably fine. We don't need to worry about him. But we just spent so much time with the rest of the cast when we were like off on our route split. And this is why I was gonna not worry about it too much, because we have a route split soon, so like half these parts are gonna move somewhere else. Like it might be really obvious we're going to use Max because he's like one of our only 3 leveled characters, depending on which side we go on. It's really impressive, I think, how much I've divided literally like almost exactly down the middle in terms of this last route split. I could have planned that one a little bit better, but that's fine. So yeah, but next time we are not doing the route split yet. We have one more chapter. But if I'm going to film it next time, I'm going to like make that route split choice. So if you want to get your opinions in, now is the time to do it. I genuinely don't know which way I'm going to go. Otherwise, I'll think about it this upcoming week. We can talk about it during stream too, if you'd like. Which, if you're watching this live, will be tomorrow. We're going to be playing some more OGs 2. We're just sort of trucking along there. I don't think there's anything that's like particularly noteworthy. I don't have anything expecting to come up. We had just like largely speaking pretty normal scenarios. We still can't beat Carla. I guess if you have found a way to kill Carla without New Game Plus early on, I would love to know what the strat was. I think Gundam's been the one that's gotten closest to it. I think he's gotten her down. I think he's gotten her down to like hundreds of HP a couple of times, but couldn't get her past that. I feel like a Valor's probably involved, but like rather than like general speculative, like if you actually have done that one, I'm curious. I mentioned it on last stream, and I feel like I mentioned it in the past, but there's a lot more of you now, so I may as well say it again. Please ask questions. I genuinely work better if you ask questions. Like, you are not interrupting. It is very helpful to get me to focus, because I'm more apt to pay attention to whatever chat's saying than like anything I'm thinking about anyway. So if you like want to know my thoughts about what's happening in an episode, or like why I have this take that I do, please just ask. That'll like that will genuinely be much more helpful for me for like getting my thoughts out on this channel. As I'm like still, it feels like I'm still practicing with YouTube, even though we've been doing this for almost over a year. We are like 2 weeks out from our year anniversary for streams, which is wild to me. It feels like the time has just flown. But that will be my schedule for this upcoming week. I feel like I'm forgetting something else. If I am, I can put it in the Discord. But we're very nearly finished with Alpha. I think we're still on track. Yeah, we are still on track for the end of October for finishing this up. We have what 8 scenarios left. I still will concede. I'm still ready for this to be finished. I would like to see where it's going though. I'm not like so fatigued by it that I don't want to see it. I just like I'm ready for all the payoffs to happen now. We paid everything off really rapidly, and now we're just like really stringing things along. I would just like to see where we're going to. But before I make this a 3-hour episode, I will let you all go. If you stuck around to the end, I really appreciate it. This has been a really long, it's been a marathon of a watch. It's almost like just wickedly watching a stream. Thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it. You're all very sweet to me. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I will see you live tomorrow to me. And if not, hopefully you'll pop around to the Discord. Otherwise, I'll see you out in the stars.